Carnival.
Teddy, morning.
Morning after the
Poppy,
weekend before
morning.
Claude Paul is here. He's the man in the chair. He's the man working. Aren't you in the
Certainly.
chair?
I'm here.
Yeah,
You
you're
in a
here,
chair?
Claude.
I'm here in a chair.
As the chair.
As the chair. A lot of
Lyrics.
Lyrics
I'll be
this
giving.
morning.
Good morning to St. Lucia. Good morning to Diaspora. Good morning to everybody. As we welcome you to Vaval Central. We know people are impatient, Marine. Has that notification come your way yet? Everyone, before we proceed, we're expecting Janella Gaston of the CBA. Lots of updates on the Carnival bands part of it. Good morning to Sonia Sifley and company and all the carnivalists, the mass players, the lovers of mass, Tribe of 12, Fusion, Zuvu, Just for Fun, and all the Rest Island Tribe and company. We're looking forward to that. Janella Gaston will be here. Miss South, the newly crowned Miss Cassidy South will in fact be in the house.
Pan.
Miss Cassidy South will in fact be here, and we're looking to do the steel band lineup. Lots more. Manchester Casabo, a big double OECS Soca Monarch seasoned artist, will be here, not only in his artist capacity but to speak generally on the music, the way forward trends in the region. He's a big IT man, so AI will be his topic also. Manchester has lots to share with us in just a bit as we go forward. But for us, we are going with the results. Maureen says she's gotten them as per the release from CPMC. So we're going to read the list of persons who've qualified for the semi-finals. That's next week, Sunday, at the Cultural Center. Here's the list as received by Maureen from the CPMC.
Absolutely. Taking a look at the list we've got in seems like it's in alphabetical order, it seems. Anwar from the Kaiso Pros tent. Ashi from the TOT Soca Village. Blaze from Kaiso Pros tent. Carlton Roberts from the TOT Soca Village. Divine from Kaiso Pros tent. Educator from Fire One. Gumption from South Calypso tent. Herb Black from TOT Soca Village. John Gotti from TOT Soca Village. Lucian from South Calypso tent. Minel from the South Calypso tent. Mika from the TOT Soca Village. Nashel from TOT Soca Village. Reddy from Fire One. Snow from Fire One. TC Brown from the Kaiso Pros tent. T. Caro from the TOT Soca Village. And Wally from Fire One.
Right, Maria, you know the inquiries will be plenty. They'll be coming your way. So we'll do it one more time for them. And we do have it well said, listing the tents that they're from. For everyone just joining us on Vaval Central, in fact, we're looking at going through the results for those who've qualified after the quarterfinals, the 18 who've qualified for the semi-finals. That's scheduled for this coming Sunday at the Cultural Center.
Right. So again, the list: Anwar from the Kaiso Pros tent, Ashi from the TOT Soca Village, Blaze from the Kaiso Pros tent, Carlton Roberts from the TOT Soca Village, Divine from Kaiso Pros tent, Educator from Fire One, Gumption from South Calypso tent, Herb Black, TOT Soca Village, John Gotti, TOT Soca Village, Lucian from the South Calypso tent, Minel also from the South Calypso tent, Mika from the TOT Soca Village, Nashel from TOT Soca Village, Reddy from Fire One, Snow from Fire One, TC Brown from Kaiso Pros tent, T. Caro from TOT Soca Village, and Wally from the Fire One tent.
Yes, and we anticipate the judges on the weekend, or in fact over 4 days. They ended the job on the weekend. They did their part. We anticipate there'll be so many requests. So we will, a little later, Maureen be running for it a final time, because we know the inquiries will come for the results. We have Claude Paul, who's well placed now as chair of the Carnival Music Management Committee, and also will be joined very shortly by Janella Gaston, as we said, also by the newly crowned winner of the Cassidy South competition, Queen Show that is, and also we will be hearing from Manchester Casabo in several capacities. He'll be joining us here very shortly. We must first, I was at Cicero and vibes upon vibes yesterday, the Cicero Carnival. I just found it full of vibes, but all the time well organized and orderly, even more structured than I saw it a few years ago. I just thought the trucks, the procession look neat, orderly, the police in full control, and really kudos to Cicero community. I was telling Zari that while on the truck. I thought a few more of the artists could have capitalized on the opportunity to come through and do their songs. So Shemichi's Lying and Crying being a big hit and resonating yesterday. But all in all, a very good showing by Castries South with the carnival yesterday through the streets of Cicero. And ending, winding down very orderly at just about 6 o'clock and getting the little tail down at the end, being allowed just for them to wind down as they moved out of the central route. And I really like what I saw and felt at Cicero Carnival yesterday. That preceded by the Castries South pageant. Good move and a timely move by the organizers. Claude Paul, I'm sure you were there, to have the venue covered, the patrons covered.
Yeah, it was a good, yeah.
As somebody said, boy, well done, because it would have been a drenching and that show would have been difficult to proceed had it not been proper covering for the audience. So a good move. The committee, the rep, Onesile and his team, certainly Tajma Brown and so doing a good job of both the pageant and the Cicero Carnival the following day. Certainly commendation to that committee and that community for behaving themselves well also as far as that's concerned. Your own observations, Claude?
Yeah, well, a good way to start the carnival, because, I mean, this is the official start of Carnival, Cicero, and now Castries South Queen Show, well executed, top, national standard, in my view.
I thought so. The trucking, the whole convoy of the vehicles, and the behavior of the community too. I just saw.
Yeah, very supportive of the Queens and the various communities as we went through. Also, the show was well executed. The rain came, but it didn't stop play, as would have happened in previous times. But so all in all, and then of course yesterday's carnival, as you said, very orderly, very organized. Full of vibe, full of energy, but a community proud of its where it has come, its achievement. Julian Alfred notwithstanding, and so Cicero finds itself in a very good place in our carnival.
So Julian Alfred has made it clear she visits home at least even for once a month to come home and join the festivities. So. Not far-fetched to have maybe grace the festivities next year. She was here a few days ago. It wouldn't have been impossible to stretch her. So I thought for just to have her grace it, and she has really avowed her love for soca music and so. But certainly around a community inspired by her, they showed their colors yesterday and really made the community proud. I just proving that people could enjoy themselves. I saw all a strata of Cicero, South Castries community there. They behaved themselves, they were supportive from the mature to the young, normally carefree youngsters, the youngsters in the community. All they're supporting and having a good time without it ever getting out of hand. I just signed, the police look relaxed and in control. Kudos to the committee, as I said, to the rep and to Ones, and also the community at large. Well done, Castries South and Cicero in particular, to set the ball rolling. We're looking towards the likes of Denry coming up with the Carnival Princess, and then they're renowned for the parade of bands that coming up. Soufre getting ready for the big pageant. Cheat Brown and Rock Good Morning over there doing a good job with building the carnival with the likes of Chic Band and Wild Bamboo and company building that carnival all the time. And of course the likes of Canries, Ancillary, following suit. Miku are very much back on board this year, and Viewfort reporting, when I spoke to them a few days ago, well organized and ready to go. Grosily have some grand plans with the night mass being added. They want to go to Boseshu with a night mass on the day one, the Saturday, and of course the Sunday, the grand parade with their bands in the heart of Grosily. So a healthy look at the communities around. Babono too is back on board, and so spreading the fever is the case of jazz, and the communities having started the carnival long before, determined to maintain the standard and the level of involvement. We're going, Claude, just take the public through what we are to expect going forward, the next step as far as the competition is concerned. One being there's a certain dipping this morning. Go through what happens this morning and the times.
Yes, so I think we assemble at the National Cultural Center for 10 o'clock this morning. First we'll have the soca qualifiers to dip, and then we move on to the Calypso qualifiers at 10 o'clock, having just released the name Steady.
No, who's at the times again? Who's at 10?
The soca artists at 10 and
10.
the Calypso at at 12.
Right.
So having just released the names of the qualifiers, I'm sure arrangements can be made now to find their way to.
I thought the idea was that through you and CPM, they were alerted last week. They were alerted that to alert the employers and be on standby in case they were called, you know?
Well, yes,
But
so that would have
could
happened previously in terms of a press release, but the actual names can only be now released, released now, sorry, and so they would take note and make their way to the National Cultural Center for deeping and for production briefings, etc.
The briefing that will involve what happens a little later, what happens, the approach to backstage, on stage, access to the venue for the entourage and other such arrangements for the big semi-finals. And of course that applies both to the soca artists who are a part of this bumper weekend coming up, as we outlined repeatedly for people, that on the Friday soca semis, Claude Paul, followed by a mega Saturday with the mass market by the Carnival bands on the Constitution Park. That alongside the big, much anticipated motorcade for the Carnival Queen contestants that goes from the streets of Castries to Rodney Bay. And then we do have on the same Saturday is the much talked about Vaval Central, the t-shirt mass, the corporate t-shirt mass, where persons line up with their companies. Also through Soca Ultimate 10th, Michael Esnat, there is, and Sook from Just for Fun, there is the provision for them to register and go to the Ultimate Soca page and get the information, Soca Ultimate, to get the information on registering. Members of the public can buy the package at a very reasonable price to join the action. There will be a truck, one massive truck for the corporate sector, and for Michael as a separate package for his revelers, the general public who wish to jump. That is Vaval Central.
Yeah, followed Teddy by the show, Soca Ultimate Soca Show, following Vaval Central at the VG Car Park.
Right, so they go from about 3 o'clock till 5 or 6 o'clock. They go down the highway, that's on Saturday afternoon, down the highway to the roundabout next to the government buildings, between the market and the Marcy supermarket thereabout. They turn around and go to the VG complex. The Soca Ultimate has a nice concert, a nice show and jam session there for another 2 hours or so. And it all culminates with everyone going down the highway to join the semi-finals of the Piton Soca Stars. No shortage of action, and certainly the CPMC appearing to respond to the call to ensure that the people, the Pulse, feel the activities. Lots for people to engage in, the motorcade, the soca semis, and of course it's going to end on the Sunday with the Calypso semi. So bumper weekend, every reason, every opportunity for persons to participate in this lead up to the Vaval 2026, culminating with Monday and Tuesday. A lot more to discuss. General Gaston comes in a few minutes, as does Manchester Casabo and the Queen of Castries South, the newly crowned winner of Castries South in a very keenly contested pageant last weekend. We're going to the list of qualifiers a little later, but certainly now we're running one of the qualifiers we mentioned earlier. His name is Linus Cadet, Terry Cadet, we call him sometimes. He's the leader of KPT. His name is T.C. Brown.
KPT, it's our 5th anniversary. Good to see you. Kaiso. Our choice was clear. Now let's be united. To whom much is given, much is expected. Mr. Pierre, though the victory was stunning, you never closed. You hit the ground running. Be mindful how fickle politics is. Focus and fulfill campaign promises. Once you continue to deliver, rest assured we will be in your corner. Your past deeds are now irrelevant. What you doing now, that's important. On current form, you'll be judged, Mr. Pierre, so just perform basket. Johnny Payet, Johnny Payet, Monsieur Pierre, Johnny Payet. Ça ou fait, ça ou est, j'ose pas nous payer, pour chailler glo, ek boudin, pour go si wo. Johnny Payet, Monsieur Pierre, Johnny Payet. Même laine qui bat chien blanc, qui bat chien noir. Depuis ça ou promet, nous y capet. Monsieur bien toujours, nous caïn ici pour nous. Mais si ou pas délivré ou PSP, même langue qui bénit, caïn maudit, juste fait nous content et pousser nous devant. Nous pas caïn ni, raison pour pas autant. Johnny Payen, Johnny Payen, monsieur bien changé, Johnny Payen. Kaiso, from the heart to my PM. Yeah. Listen. DG Cell and Flow, Lucilec and Wasco, banks, insurances, supermarkets also. Where are the government regulators to protect consumers from those predators? DGPP and special prosecutor have not delivered what we pay big dollars for. Nowadays, in less than 5 years, public officials become millionaires. Call on the Integrity Commission. They comatose, missing in action. Get on the ball. It's your call, Mr. Piano to bubble. Pasque, Johnny Payen, Johnny Payen, Monsieur Pierre, Johnny Payen. Ça ou fait, ça ou ouais, juste pour nous payen, pour chaiglo, bec boudin, pour go Johnny Payen, Monsieur Pierre, Johnny Payen. Même l'en qui bat chez blanc, qui bat chez
Thanks, Maureen. Here we at 8:23. That's the Vaval Prime Time. Welcome to Chiki and the Steel Band Association representatives. We're going to speak on Panorama in a while. We hope they have the info. We know that Pan Time beating a certain tune, Babono. We also have Fantastic doing Boom Bye Bye. We have that info. So a listing of what tunes the bands are doing would be useful, but also, more importantly, preparations for a very important Panorama this year we hope to build up. We welcome Steel Band in the building, well represented, and also we have Janella from the Steel Band Association, the Carnival Bands Association, preparing for Mass Market. Manchus is going to be in just a bit. He's comfortable and waiting for his time in the spotlight. Maureen, maybe a good time for them. They are ready on to me to read it one more time, the list of qualifiers. And then we'll go to Nashelle, one of the impressive performers from the 10th season into quarterfinals, and she's made it through. So we're going through the list of Marine and then Nashelle.
Certainly, Teddy. Again, the list of qualifiers for the Calypso competition, the semis. Anwa from out of the Kaiso Pros tent. Ashe from the TOT Soca Village. Blaze from Kaiso Pros tent. Carlton Roberts from the TOT Soca Village. Divine from the Kaiso Pros tent. Educator from Fire One. Gumption from South Calypso tent. Herb Black from the TOT Soca Village. We've got John Gotti from the TOT Soca Village also. Lucian from the South Calypso tent, also from the South Calypso tent. Minel. We've got Mika from TOT Soca Village and also Nashelle from the TOT Soca Village. Reddy from Fire One and Snow from Fire One. TC Brown from Kaiso Pros tent. Tikaro from the TOT Soca Village and Wally from Fire One.
And of course, to stress, Claude Paul, you can confirm that's alphabetical order. That's
Alphabetical order, certainly.
That's not the order of placement.
No.
Point before they see Marine C.
That will be.
I am Marine C and
convenient.
come first. Yeah. Why you say Lucians are the best, you know? Yeah, but I am Marine C and Anwar come first.
Yeah.
You never said so. It's alphabetical order, which explains Anwar being the first name call. One of the other competitors qualifying for the next round, the semi, is going to be very keenly contested, Claude Paul. I think your tickets will go easily. Your tickets will be
Yeah, I think, Teddy, it's going to be a very, very good semi-final. You know, every year around this time at quarterfinal stage, people complain about the music I say let's wait, guys. Wait until you get to semi-finals and finals,
Judges
and
season.
then it's a different conversation. And from this weekend, this is business. The business end of Calypso, we are into it, and I'm looking forward to a very competitive semi-finals. Please, everybody who can make it, be there.
Actually, we're under pressure of your ticket. There's a good
We're under
semi-finals,
pressure.
very good semi-finals coming through. Nashelle has been impressing with her clarity, her calm and command in her performance, a sense of command and control, familiar for music, and also the projection, the vocals. Very, very, very strong performer. The performance, the judges judge the content and so, but certainly take a listen for yourself. Nashelle, another of the qualifiers, she's from the TOT tent.
Why, why? Life has so many wise teachings. If one listens, they're bound to hear. Open your eyes and be aware. Like finding courage to alter things you can change, and strength to accept what carry away. Pray for wisdom to know the difference, so you don't waste time in this existence. It has been established and said it is senseless to argue with test when you giving medicine to the dead, showing the bad boys danger ahead, telling them they go soon be dead. You giving medicine to the dead. No matter how nice the story you tell, you can't console someone with both well. You giving medicine to the dead, telling world leaders them what must well to make earth safer to dwell. You giving medicine to the dead. Papa, more women, don't give medicine to the dead. It's truly worth more than gold. It's an important wise saying of the old. If you're trying to catch water with a strainer, it's a really bizarre and strange endeavor. It's foolish dogs that back at flying birds believe what's seen and not heard. Some folks refuse to face reality. The ones putting all machi before country. It has been established and said it is senseless to argue with test when you giving medicine to the dead, showing the bad boys danger ahead, telling them they will soon be dead. You giving medicine to the dead. No matter how nice the story you tell, you can't console someone with both well. You giving medicine to the dead, telling world leaders them what must quell to make earth safer to dwell. You giving medicine to the dead. Papa, more women, don't give medicine to the dead.
Yep. A message here from well written, well composed, and certainly interesting with the twist. A different viewer. That's really like something different, something fresh, a fresh approach, and not the hackneyed approach. As we said, we're making a point, Claude Paul, that having the topics will recur sometimes. There's some topics that are unavoidable, but it's the treatment of it. It's the angle. And we made the point last about the iconic ones, the treatment. There's sometimes a range of social and political ills that the public feel, and so instead of just enlisting them like a newspaper article, there's some creative ways of introducing, as exemplified years ago by Driver Cannot Drive, by Gypsy, by Chuck Does, or Ship is Sinking by Gypsy. So it's the same problems they're addressing, but it's a different way and couching, wrapping it in the humor, the wit, and the approach to it. It's what makes the difference. And so that one, though, that approach, that philosophy that sometimes it's useless trying to preach, it's a non-cause, it's a lost cause. But it's the delivery, I said, the concept on paper, the writing, composing is one thing, but the delivery from the artist, and certainly another example of someone who really came through in a powerful way. We want to go on, as you said, we've done the semi-final list. We do have our carnival bands in the house, the president, Claude Paul is here as chair of the CMMC Carnival Music Management Committee. As Carnival Music Management, you in charge of Pan is Carnival Music, you in charge of Pan too?
No, Teddy.
Not yet.
Well, it's a thought, but I think Stillman needs its independence, given the broad range of issues that they have to deal with.
But I think Chicken should still answer to you ultimately, man. Let them run their show. But
well, if they're looking for leadership, we can provide it. Yeah.
Guidance, not Chicken. They're doing only teasing them.
They're doing a good job.
They're handling their autonomy well, right?
Yes, of course.
Right. Going through no confusion. A little argument must happen among panmen anywhere in the world, but generally they're on a good course. And so, as we said, we're going to the steel band, the bands and the steel band, and then to Manchester Casablanca, big tunes we call him, double OECS Soca Monarch composer, and not to forget YouTube and online guru. You're not easy. My friends in Barbados know about him, Trinidad know about him, Manchester not easy. Manchester, tell them that guy that's not yet. That soca thing. That soca thing is just part of your play. Tell them that Manchester. Remind them of that Manchester Casamo, big respect, certainly here in Vaval Central consistently. Janella Gaston, somebody just asked me to ask Claude to remind them of the schedule for the dipping this morning, Claude, the final time, the two dipping for Calypso and Soca. Yes,
so we at the National Cultural Center this morning from 10 o'clock. We'll deal with the Soca artists first, and then we go to the Calypsonians at about 12 noon.
Yeah. So it's the Calypsonian and all their reps?
Yes.
There for dipping and technical briefing, you said?
Technical, yes. Production briefing, and of course, to make any, final concerns they have. It will be interactive, of course. All the members of the CPMC will be there. I mean, the technical team, as well as the chair, Tamara Gibson, will be in the house, taking care of business.
Sure. By the way, to shout out the private events, you make the point, the build-up, we've said Cicero was fantastic on the weekend with the pageant and the jump-up yesterday. Also, HYMC the weekend before was really added to the spirit, and the images confirmed that Pop on the weekend was really popping, and so the private events, King Beats, nods his approval.
King Beats was there?
Pops was popping.
Oh, boy.
And hence, you understand his challenge and struggle to eventually get here this morning. The weekend was popping. So Pop was popping, private event, also HYMC. So the private events leading the way in the build-up. The Kaiso is on a good footing. The Soca ready to fly. So the Carnival ready, and Vaval. And so on the weekend, we'll simply further set the tune. Janella Gaston, you are head of the Carnival Bands Association. We're here with your colleagues. So tell us where we are with the Carnival Bands. People want to know, before we get to your mass market happening on Saturday, how many bands are registered for your senior and junior, and then we'll get to arrangements for the route and so on.
For junior bands, we have 5 bands this year.
Okay, 5. Go through them. You know who they are? Remember who they are?
We have Nuive, we have Justice Kids, Creative Mass, R&E, and Happy Feet.
A couple of them dropped out from last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You did say it's tough to go.
Yeah, running a junior band, it's tough because it's not they don't have as much help as the senior bands. So most of the band leaders, it's all on them. They have to build. They have to find the finances also, because it's not a profitable. It's not a profitable business. It's all for the love of it.
And community. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe I thought, I remember Claude Paul, remember under the CPMA, there's a pilot project introduced then, the likes of Vaughan Charles being involved. I was around at the time also, a pilot project, the ministry could perhaps think of reviving that as part of the development. Imran, the permanent secretary, and so that there were a pilot project where 3 communities were targeted. About $15,000 each was spent to bring them into the fold. Babono, Cruzili, and Ansari notably. They each gave them the funding, and so people went in, like Sonia Sifley, with the capacity to train them and rein them in and build the culture, and so to get some community kiddies bands, because it's very Castries based, the bands that you mentioned. And so it's a thought for the ministry to go in there and develop the junior mass. It was done, as I said, Grosely, Babono, and Ansari. The amount was in fact $15,000, and they improved and built the junior carnival in this. They do need the help, and we need to decentralize it, so maybe something for the ministry. But you said 5 bands in junior. Tell us the senior.
Senior, we have 10. We have Just for Fun, Fusion, Zuvo, Legends, Island Tribe, Royal Lights Extreme, Expressions, Tribe of 12, Nexus, and Local Foreigners.
Okay, interesting. The local foreigners, that's the first year?
Yeah, well, yes. 2 bands the first year. Nexus and Local Foreigners.
Looking forward to that.
Yes.
And everything ready for the road? The route, people asking, the road and the route, how does that look, Janella?
The route remains the same.
Take us through it for people who are uninitiated.
Live en masse.
From Mega Massey, down the highway. Then we normally come down to the market. We cross on, that's Jabati Street.
Jabati Street, that's the area between Massey and the market.
Yes.
And Anchor in the new plaza, in fact, now.
Yes. And then we come down into Jeremy Street.
Via the gardens, the Grocery bus stop.
The Grocery bus stop. So down Jeremy Street, and then we do go through town. So we're supposed to go through...
so when you get back, you turn left to go towards KFC?
Yes, go KFC by City Council. Then you make a right at the Catholic Church. And then we go down to Manuel Street.
Manuel Street is Laspa Street?
Manuel Street, yes, Laspa by Massey there. And then we come back onto Jeremy Street and then make the right at the intersection of the lights and by the market, and then make the left, and come back up.
Okay, that's what the bands are supposed to do, Janella.
Yes.
What are your rules? Does the band have the option not to do that? Because the reason for doing that, as I understood, was to avoid congestion. So what's the rule of the bands opting not to do it and just turn right and go back and not do the circuit? Where we at with that?
Well, by right, you're not supposed to.
Everybody's supposed to do the entire route.
Everybody's supposed to do the entire route. Sometimes you have issues in that they're too tall. So lately we've been discussing restrictions with regards to height and length, because sometimes they hit wires. But then again, actually this week I'm supposed to do a drive-through.
Your team?
Yes, I'm supposed to do the drive-through with another with CPMC's person, and we're supposed to look at the lines, because sometimes it's not necessarily a Lucy-like line, it might be a flow line or Digicel line, and these lines sometimes need to be moved because they're too low, and then with the height of the trucks, so we end up having problems, and sometimes that's why the truck cannot go through town because of these lines.
Yeah, the bands are all on track. Remember, there was concerns a couple of years ago with the measures from Mr. Trump and so on, people traveling. What's it looking like, the response from overseas, diaspora, and other visitors coming?
Well, I don't think we have any issues with regards to that like last year.
Right.
It's better. But St. Lucia, I don't think is as trending as, I think right now in the Caribbean, Grenada is the biggest trending carnival at the moment. But we still have our people still coming to St. Lucia. We have our Lucians coming back. We still have foreigners coming. So the bands are doing well.
You're doing well.
Yes.
Yeah. And as you see, we're conscious of the balance too. The tourism is good, but also want to ensure we have local participation. You happen to be the leader of a band, Legends Band. Tell us what is looking like the ratio. How many visitors versus locals in your band, for example? What's the ratio like?
Well, for my band, I get a lot of...
Legends? Yeah.
Legends, I get a lot of foreigners. I get a lot of foreigners,
okay.
yes. So,
and you're looking the same this year?
yes,
looking the same?
it's the same. I have 30% locals, but it's not for anything specific more. I guess in St. Lucia, we have our bands that we stick to. That's the band we jump in with, that's the band we jump in with. So, and then like you say, they have more bands coming out. So you find when more bands come out, then your people, they're friends with someone who has that band, so they tend to go to support their people. So that's how it moves around.
Well, your band, I know, is big on the influencer celebrity factor. You've had Chloe Bailey and Patrice Roberts in the past. Are you still going that way this year?
Oh yeah, Chloe Lucian. Chloe Lucian. Chloe called from early to say she was coming.
She's Lucian and legend.
She Lucian and legend.
Well, but
She is a legend.
Patrice Roberts coming also?
Yes, Patrice is gonna be here. She also has a section with our band, so yes, she will be on the road.
What numbers are Legends looking at this year, roughly? What number of revelers you looking at?
1,000. We don't go anything past that.
1,000. That's a healthy number. We know a couple of the bands approached 2,000 last year. The likes of Zuvo and Just for Fun are the numbers.
I don't want to. That's too much stress. When you pass the 1,000.
Good morning to Vail, Roston and Company, and also to Lamar and his team, his mom, his sister, and so looking forward to the mass. They'll all be in as we continue here on Vaval Central to build up the mass. What are you looking for? What are you telling your bands? You know, the public always on your case about more creativity, more spectacle for the public. What are you saying to your bands ahead of the carnival to ensure that the public gets some pleasure out of viewing the mass?
I don't think that's necessary. I think all my bands give when it comes to creativity, when it comes to presentation, they do it. I just think that sometimes our thinking is such that everything cannot be the same as it was 10 years ago. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was in it many years ago, hence why I have the love for it. But it cannot be the same, just like everything else changes. But it does not mean that the bands are not doing it, because look at Zuvo. Zuvo is very much into the culture and their presentation and so on. So
you're right. They've done the drummers, the pan.
Exactly. So you cannot say bands like Zuvo and them don't give a good presentation. Even my band too. I always ensure that we try our best to at least depict what we are presenting. You know, I think all the bands do. So I don't think it's necessarily that they don't get to see. You see it. We put it out there for you. It's
Right.
just, I mean, maybe some people complain about the bum bum and the whining, but that is carnival.
That's a nice quote, Bobby. That's a nice quote.
That can go in a song, man.
I see Manchester punch out on his phone there. That's a line. That's a line for a song. Look out in Soca Monarch, you get that line. And so I hear you clearly that don't let the glam is a big part of, let it cloud. There is creativity there, you're saying, for the
very
public.
much.
For the
Very
public.
much.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, even when we sometimes are being extra creative when it comes to the costumes and giving you extra arm pieces and leg pieces, you know that people don't want that.
The revel-
They don't want it. When you do a fussy costume, most of them, they don't want it. They tend to go for something more simple. I have a section, that might be the smaller section in my band, and it has all
the
kinds
frills.
of stuff. They don't want it.
Yeah.
They don't. So what can I do?
As we're saying, some call it self-indulgent, but the modern reveler very often, the school of thought is that they see the body as the platform for expression, that is part of the mass, whereas a Secra Gibson would do costumes and elaborate on standards and headpieces. Their body is very much part of the expression, and the bold and empowered is not, they say, it's about sensuality and empowerment, not vulgarity or sex, but it's about a statement with the body. So that's a new mass, another debate for another day on Vaval Central. We will be having that discussion about the balance of the two. The big concern, Janela, you're head of the Bands Association for the parade, that the time, what your information, what time is the parade stopping on Monday and Tuesday?
Well, that I don't know as yet. I know last year we stopped at 6:30. So I know the minister was trying to push the police to maybe give us a little extra. I don't know if we're going to get that as yet.
Right. Explain
not confirmed it.
What are the bands asking of the police and the authorities? I've heard the debate about asking them just to allow the bands to go back up the highway. Is that your main request as far as ending the mass?
Well, definitely. When you see, it's very hard when you see a band is stopped, say by VG playing field, and you ask them to stop and turn off their music, that is very. Remember, at the end of the day, it's a product that we're selling, and if that person has that kind of experience, they're not going to come back. That's
you
going to
explain
help.
to the public that when it's cut off by VG, they didn't just walk. They have to walk all the way
They
to
have to
Mega
walk,
G.
exactly, walk all the way back. Like, just come to the truck. As the truck, if they could move a little faster or something, and keep the music going, and they'll just play a little more hype music, and the trucks will move faster. Next thing you know, the people will reach there in no time. But to ask the trucks to shut down, that just spoils the experience. And these are the same people you want to come back. This is going to hurt tourism also, hotels, Airbnbs, taxis, all these things. It's not just the carnival band itself. It's the whole experience. So you really don't want that to happen. And then too, it's a matter of safety, because then now you just have them just walking on the road. I mean, as much as, yes, there's police, but at that point is when people tend to be a little more idle and just
restless.
Yeah, restless, exactly. And so we really don't want that to happen.
Right, so I hear your clamor to ask the police to at least allow the parade to reach Mega G. Just, they keep the pace of the music and let all bands clear the route and go to Mega G instead of stopping it mid-route and having thousands just walking past.
Yep.
In some cases, some sensitive areas, walking past where they become more vulnerable than a moving mass.
And then, St. Lucia is the only place that does not have a night mass. And I'm not saying that we should go late into the night, because I understand our situation, but at least, there's nothing wrong with a little 8 o'clock or something. We're the only place. Everywhere else has it.
Well, Janelle, you're making a very profound point, and as I said, this carnival reflects our society, and so that is our reality, and we ought to face it. So when your revelers prefer certain costume and don't want the frills, that is where we are socially, societally important. And further, when we cannot go into the night, as you said, just about the only country in the Caribbean that cannot go into the night, into any sort of dark nightness before a mass, is a serious statement about us as a country. I watch with envy and anguish when I see other countries peacefully going to 8 o'clock and 8:30. I say, it's out of the question, boy. In St. Lucia, we go a little bit into the dark. It really says a lot about us as people, more than the police. Because last year, didn't it happen? The police were being a little lenient. You know what happened? A stabbing happened that triggered a whole 2 months then of gang warfare, So the police sometimes, they know what they're saying. They know, but it's not them, it's not the bands, it's the wider society,
But
as far as
but
it's
it's
concerned.
also,
But some say the police should be stricter and police it better. Your take?
I think so. I think it just should be policed better. Don't get me wrong. As if, from the time night hit, maybe all who was in the city itself on the different streets, then you come up with the bands or something. In Trinidad, there was a stabbing whilst the parade went on, and nothing. It didn't stop. It didn't stop them. They just dealt with it. But and not because it happens one place doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily happen another place. It was just maybe a situation, back and forth maybe, and they had a little fight or something, but that doesn't define the entire route.
You see, sometimes they appear to be too quick to stop the mass for one incident. Interesting, your thoughts from Janella Gaston. Let's tell us about this mass market coming up on Saturday.
On Saturday the 27th, we have mass market. Mass market.
You having steel band there in the mass market?
Yes. We're hoping to. Mass market this year is going to be very big, because we're going to have all our bands there. Hopefully all 10 bands and the 5 junior bands. That is their way for people to come register. You can make a payment on your costume. You can support the bands. You can. Some bands also have carnival material that they're selling. That was very successful in the last one, where they got to sell some material that they have just stock sitting there. And I mean, that's very helpful to the community carnivals too. So come out and see that. We're also going to have a Juve launch. So the Juve bands want to be present. That's 11 bands.
I hear there's a healthy quota
of 11 bands. So they're going to be present. everybody maybe will come do a little introduction themselves. We're hoping to have a few artists in that to just create a good vibe. And then Pan has also said that they would like to be present. So I'm just trying to work out how we all gonna fit in Constitution Park, but hopefully it will happen.
Well, that's a good problem to have. That's a good problem. You have material there, you have content, you have reason for the public to be out. Give them the times again for this mass market. And I'm told that while it's on, the Queens will be passing in the motorcade.
Yes, so
even
mass
more
market
attraction.
starts at 8 a.m. It finishes at 2. So the Queens will be stopping because they have their motorcade that same day. So they will be doing a little stop by and create a little fanfare for us. And then after the 2 o'clock, you have Vaval that starts at 3. So yes, Saturday is going to be a big day.
Any of your bands taking a little trip in Vaval? Your Legends people, anybody join Vaval? CB have a little group?
I don't know who's jumping.
Well,
I do
sounds
encourage.
like a logical idea.
I
Claude?
do encourage the teams of the bands themselves to jump, because honestly, that's like the one time you can actually free up, because
Yes,
Monday and
you're
Tuesday,
working.
you're not freeing up. You're working.
Yeah, a good idea indeed for Janella and your mass market. Really looking forward to that and supporting it. We come back to you in a bit for your final words, but we're going to the newly installed PRO of the Carnival, the Steel Bands Association. Here we first introduce yourself to the public.
Hi, my name is Tanisha Prosper. I'm the assistant PRO and secretary for the Steel Band Association.
Okay, and you're from which steel band are you?
I'm from Fantastic Music.
Fantastic, that's Barnard Hill,
Yes, Bernard Hill.
where they can come see you on rehearsal over in the car park there at Barnard Hill, next to the old Monroe building.
Yes,
That's why I
of
see you on
course.
afternoon evenings. Tell us the plans for Panorama, where we at? How is it looking this year, Panorama?
This year we currently have 5 bands participating. We have Pantime Steel Orchestra, we have Fantastic Music Steel Orchestra, Cots Barbino Steel Orchestra, Labrie Steel Pan Orchestra, and we have a new band coming in, Denry Steel Orchestra.
So we had 5. And
Yes.
remind people who the champions this year? The reigning champions?
The reigning champions is Pantime Steel Orchestra.
Good morning to Chiki, Torti, and the group Afro and Company. The rivalry is very keen and healthy in Steel Band. Persons have been asking me the rule, as far as you know, for Steel Band. You were very intrigued to know that you allowed visiting players, foreign players in each band. What's the maximum number of players allowed, period, and how many visitors are allowed?
The max amount is about 17. You must have 17 foreign players in your band. You
The
cannot go
maximum
over.
is 17.
Yes.
And the maximum players
The
allowed
maximum
in a
players
band.
allowed is 85.
So out of the 85, you allowed a maximum of 17.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that still, I know I was very impressed when I went to Trinidad Carnival, the number of St. Lucian players who go over to Trinidad. That still happens to play in the bands in Trinidad? The
Oh
Panorama
yes,
band?
most definitely. You
Okay.
always get bands in Trinidad always asking for either St. Lucian players, Dominican players across the region to actually join and partake in the cultural festivities.
That's good. And I've heard very good reviews about the St. Lucian players. They're in demand because they learn the tunes quickly and they're very skillful. My Trini friends have told me so, you know?
Yes, it is a common thing for them to always say St. Lucian players are always like great.
Yeah, that's a great regional exchange. As far as the arrangers, are most of the arrangers St. Lucian this time? The persons arranging the music for them, are most of them St. Lucian?
Yes, majority of our arrangers here are St. Lucian. We do have one Trini arranger, which is with Pantime Steel Orchestra.
Okay. Toti and Chiki's choice to go that way. It's just, they've gotten their licks, taken their licks, they've given their licks, so they know what they're doing. I want to ask, we're very concerned about, maybe Chiki could join us, I know he has you in the fore, about pan time and the pan space. We were very concerned when we heard that after about 2 decades, they were always at Grosile, and that they were asked to move on to find a new place. Chiki happens to be one of the leaders of pan time. Just update us, Chiki, on that.
Yes, hi, good morning, Vaval Central. Good morning, Teddy. Good morning, everyone. Maureen. Yes, we had some issues last year with our practice space. We have moved. We have moved actually. We currently opposite the Communications and Works Bill Ministry in Union on a court that we have been allowed to use. But we're working. We have identified our spot. It's just, how should I say, tied up in red tape, so to speak.
Okay. your permanent spot.
Yes. It's just, little things that need to be worked out, so to speak. But we're in a comfortable space. It's lit. It's open, and everyone can always come by if they're free, and listen to us practice and see the band.
Yeah. St. Lucia, like many other countries, a bigger pre-carnival line to go to the panyards and see the tunes taking shape as far as that is concerned. We're hearing an interesting situation where two of the leading bands are playing the same tune. Can you confirm?
Yes, Teddy. Pantime Steel Orchestra and Barbono Steel Orchestra are playing the same song,
which is what?
Hillary by Rootsy.
Rootsy written by Jati, yeah?
Yeah. It's an interesting situation, but it's not the first time that has actually occurred. Many years ago, North Stars and Diamond Steel played the same song for Panorama. So it's not a new concept.
Yeah, a very interesting one. and it happens with the bands who placed first and second last year. So
yes,
two of the favorites and the big band.
So-called two of the favorites.
Well, very interesting. And so the judges really have a measure to compare the two tunes. It's a true test. There's no excuse. And I spoke of healthy rivalry, Shiki. I feel it. I hear it among all the rivalries there, but respectfully so. We have advanced past the days when North Stars and Diamond Steel. Remember Manchester? I don't know if you where once it was held at Marchand, if North Stars won, it was trouble to pass down Marchand. The stones and bottles would happen, and the reverse went to held at the complex. If Diamond Steel won, trouble for them. They had to go through Leclerc to get to town. They couldn't pass Conway at all. So I'm happy we've gone a little past that.
Yes, we use words now.
Use words. Become. No, it's nice that as a society we progress and evolve as far as that is concerned. Where you see the panorama, people loved it last year. Shiki, how could you get more bands involved?
Yes, we're trying our best to get more bands involved, but it's difficult for the smaller bands. I just want to say as well, we're looking out for the return of Diamond Steel.
Oh yes.
Right? Things are moving in a positive direction for them right now, and they should be guest appearing at the Panorama itself.
Okay.
Also on that night we have our solo competition. We're bringing that back as well.
Right.
Okay.
So add some flesh to the night.
We have a pack night for July 12th on the Sunday on the Sabbath.
Quickly, the events St. Lucia, the Cayo and so, making it clear, one of the drawbacks to moving back to Marchand, the way the pans have grown, it would be difficult to line up at Marchand. It would not be easy. It doesn't lend itself readily to pan. Could you confirm that?
It does not, especially the amount of unpaved area to cover. I've taken part in Panorama in Antigua, and they use the ARC, and it's a lot of mud, to speak plainly, and we want to avoid that, because bands with racks, when your wheels stick,
trouble.
It's yeah.
Problems. Yeah. No, I see you downhill, nicely lined up outside the VG complex. You line up, and it lends itself the highway there too.
Yes, it does. It's good, and then the entrance to the stage from the gate to the ramp is boarded up, so the rolling is fine.
Yeah, I really want to applaud your commitment, Chiki. It's not easy running a pan side. The scale you have grown into, the expenses, the labor, the effort that the pans have persevered and raised the standard. You know,
it's really costly. People don't understand that every single person who actually wants to play pan, we have to find the instrument to give them to play, and they are all in the thousands to procure. So it's
how much does a pan cost? A good tenor pan?
Right now, the leading producer of instruments from Trinidad, Mitco, they sell a chrome tenor for something like 17,000 TT.
17,000. That's about 8,000 our money. About 8,000 EC for a pan.
Yeah, people don't understand that. They think is just a drum, but it's not that.
That's an instrument.
Yeah, it's not that at all.
So what about the bass side, the 6 bass and so?
6 bass, they actually sell their 6 bass for more than that.
Yeah,
because their drums are specially made and brought in from Japan to Trinidad, So the cost of so using one to make a tenner is this much compared to using 6.
Right.
You understand? So it's costly. People don't understand that. Sometimes you get a 4-pan cello chrome for something like $50,000 TT dollars. So yeah, a whole car, and people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people don't understand that.
Startling
And people don't understand that we have to find the money to be able to give primarily young people and kids, youth, the avenue to get themselves into culture.
Yeah. But the figures there, you need a break. You need to take a break. Yes, so maybe buy a pan. We're going Marine, so a short break and come back with the wrap up. Very interesting wrap up, pan, the bands, and then we go into Manchester Casablanca with Claude Paul as you build up to the music part of the competition.
Certainly. It's 9:01, and that time is made possible with the compliments of Ferrens Ice Cream.
Something special, something good, something tasty, something smooth. When I think about all the flavors I can savor, I gotta have Ferrens Ice Cream.
I wanna have, I need to have a flavor that makes me glad. But the way I feel, it must be Ferrens Ice Cream. Chocolate coated ice cream bars, cream sippers, I gotta have. Give me some fat-free yogurt, I need
Ferrens Ice Cream.
Ferrens Ice Cream.
It's so delicious. Ferrens Ice Cream. Ferrens tastes so good. Ferrens Ice Cream. Oh, I gotta have it. 'Cause only the best will do.
Ferrens Ice Cream, bringing back delicious memories. Oh, I've got this feeling to high-five the sun, dance in the rain, and have my scoop of fun. I'm on my way to flavor my day with something new, and I've got room for you. Let loose and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with creamery, novelty, love life and live a little. Get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with creamery, novelty.
Enjoy Creamy Novelties Ice Cream, distributed by Ferrens Foods. Live a little.
Introducing Lucian Junior Carnival, the National Youth Creative Arts and Carnival Festival. This is where young voices rise, where creativity comes alive, and where culture lives on. Join us from May 18th to May 29th for the National School Store. June 3rd, Primary Schools Calypso and Soca Competition. June 5th, Secondary Schools Calypso and Soca Competition. June 6th, National Schools Panorama Competition. July 12th, National Junior Parade of the Bands. Lucian Junior Carnival. It's more than a festival. It's a movement for the next generation. Feel the vibes. Embody the spirit. Lucian Carnival. Nothing sweeter than that.
Harris Paints is bringing performance, quality, and savings together with Ultima Advanced. Across the island, users are seeing the difference for themselves.
I thought my paint was premium, but Ultima is just better.
And now, for a limited time, you can save 20% off Ultima Advanced at participating hardware stores and all Harris Paints locations. One quote and I was done. I actually got my Saturday back. Better performance, better finish, better value. Visit your nearest Harris Paints store or participating hardware and make the switch today.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load. With tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with tropical. I can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with tropical.
RCI 101 #1. We love Carnival.
Welcome back on Vaval Central. Marine hear me loud and clear. Good morning, Brandon. Big up yourself. UTV 124. We're prepping, Brandon, making sure you're ready for the outside. The big yard. That's our big yard, Bobby. Eh? That's our prelims in out there. Manchester accustomed to our big yard, always inside. We are making the point about Carnival. People loving your comments. Very enlightening to see Chiki and Janella. The power of this thing called Carnival and the arts. One, Puppy. Our growth, Janella was talking about the visitors in our band. You remember the days when we used to clamor and save and pay our money, go on boat, go and play into Vinci. Vinci Mass was like a fantasy mass to us. Remember your bad customs days, Puppy? Vinci Mass was a must. Thousands of Lucians going there and then crop over, and then everybody's Carnival was so great to us. And we had a little relatively, would say, Lapo Mass as far as the extravagance. We enjoyed it. It was very enjoyable and good vibes on the ground involved. But we marveled at other countries' Carnival at the time. Now that is long gone. I mean, Vinci Mass, boy, the numbers must be really low of Lucians coming there. Lucians, that they are week late, before us, so Lucians don't have time. They don't travel during our Carnival season, you know. And somebody is making the point to me on the weekend, just the power of this thing called Carnival, and in the case Calypso. The Maliwe, the whole that word in society, Maliwe, was brought in. Poppy, remember, when Jati wrote that Safra song, Maliwe, that word was almost out of use, on usage in the common palace. He brought it back, but also spawned a whole phenomenon called Maliwe, everything in society. And that was linked to, you were involved in that too, Poppy, when it caused a movement where for the first time, girl from Marsha, dark-skinned girl, a heavy set, called Marcia Tyson, won the Queen Show. It was part of that whole movement. People were demanding that stop any classism in Queen Show, you know, let the grassroots have their fair share. You remember that movement, Poppy? That was the feeling at the time. I saw you in the stands making noise for Marcia then. I remember that. I saw you were on TV starring. I was overseas and watching you.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. But seriously, Poppy, it was that kind of movement, you know, that mid-80s there, really powerful, and mostly spawned by that song by Jati. So Chiki and Steel Band, your final words on Panorama, what you want the public to know as we go forward?
Come out to Panorama. Panorama is on the 12th of July on the SAB. You can get tickets for $30 at the Cell or Steve's Barbershop or online at fourcirclestickets.com. You could also get your tickets at the door, $50, but we don't encourage that. Get your tickets early, people. Come out to Panorama.
And bring the family. It's a nice family line.
Yes,
a nice family
bring your
line.
family, bring the youth, bring the children. Children tickets are also $15.
15?
Yes.
Yeah, that's encouraging indeed. You from Fantastic, Crystal is your leader, Crystal Nestor?
Yes, she is.
What tune you playing?
We are playing Boom Bye Bye by Messenger.
Woo, that's a big pan tune, boy. Chiki, that's a master pan tune. Have parts like mad, sweet parts. You like playing it, right?
Oh, yes.
That's a sweet pan tune. Chiki, boy, let's see. You'll see on that night, because that song have sweet parts, you know.
Oh,
boom,
yes.
boom, bye, bye, and a boom. And then on the show, say, area. Boy, Chiki, boy, watch it, Chiki. That song is that's a sweet pan, from the verse to the chorus, sweet parts. So Chiki under pressure. Toti, good morning. Thanks for your final words. Janella, your final words from CBA. I mean, you'll be back twice before the carnival done on Vaval Central.
Really?
Tell us your final words to the public, mass market and the carnival generally.
Yes, everybody come meet us at Mass Market on Saturday. Hoping to get quite a bit of people. We'll have some good action, some excitement. Everybody come register. Juve. Juve is really getting bigger this year, like it's coming back.
Yes,
you know, it's building back.
How many bands? About 10 or 12 bands?
11.
11 bands.
11. So
in
let's.
Juve.
Including the outside.
We outside,
Yeah,
the Great
yeah.
White.
The Great White.
Mm. 11 bands, so everybody come on. Let's start it with Juve. I mean, I know it's a little hard to go from Juve to on the road, but it's the carnival experience. At carnival, you're not supposed to sleep.
No
You're
sleep.
not supposed to sleep. So let's go Juve. Let's do on the road, and then after that you can rest.
Right.
But
Well said, Janella.
Come out for Mass Market. People come. Let's register. Let's jump on the road and enjoy our carnival.
And of course, as you said, we put you the challenge that all band leaders are part of Vaval Ville, right? You, Vale, Lama, Crystal, set the example. You'll have to be there. Encourage your revelers to buy a package. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm going to have a conversation.
Yes. We're looking forward. How you have Vaval Ville and CBA the other side? Puppy? CBA have the other side? CMMC other side?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're part. Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. Puppy, you're on the ball, you know. We're going to Manchester. Chiki, thank you for making the early morning trek. You come back here for the dipping, right? We're dipping on Vaval Central, not so?
I'm not sure where we dip in. That's what the president will
No,
decide.
transparency. Yeah.
Yes.
Maureen wants to speak to you in a bit, so hold back,
Yeah,
Shiki.
no problem.
Shiki, transparency, come and do the dipping on Vaval Central, okay?
I can't tell you that.
You can't do,
That's what the president
you can't do
will decide.
secret
Not
dipping.
me, not
Pauline,
me.
good morning. Thank you, Shiki. Maureen wants to speak to you in a bit, off mic, off camera. And so we are going to make a point. All the carnivalists in there. We give him pressure, we give him peacock on the program. There's a song we're going to play, but Sly, roll call, King Beats, and I could speak on it because it's not in competition. He did not enter in the competition, and I want somebody in the world. He tried to explain to me, I didn't understand. How could that song not be entered in a soca manor competition? We teased him, we gave him pressure, not to Maureen, on the program. Just listen to that song. People who say we don't have good soca, we have fantastic soca, including that one. And by Sly's measure, that song is so good, but it still could make his cut for soca. You understand, Poppy? Let's hear that song. Let the public judge on the quality of that song.
Tell them start the band launching. Tell them bring the sound system. If your friends and friends, just bring them. But you want a friend, we gon' meet them. Tell them I can't wait for the carnival. Meet me on the road. Everybody come, find your way. Come down to the city, the road is beyond. With every flag in this place, every rag in the air. Why you keep up the pace? Every rag in the air. Oh Lord, I can't resist this. Boy, the road full of sweetness. Can't play the mass alone. All of you welcome to witness. Witness a celebration of bacchanal masterpiece. Beautiful misbehavior, full of pretty girls like this. So if the blind can walk, bring them. If the lame can talk, bring them. 'Cause carnival's for everyone. Bring them. We don't want no place. Bring them. Ladies dancing the waves. Bring them. Tell them meet me by the waterfront. Tell the people I can't wait for the carnival. Meet me on the road. Everybody come, find your way. Come down to the city, the road is beyond. Every flag in this place, every rag in the air. Why you keep up the pace? Every rag in the air. Oh Lord, calling all who want to blame us. Rebels and masqueraders. Don't leave no one at home. Bring your family, bring your neighbors. Come see the bands parading in the city, making rounds. Come be a part of history. Come help we take over town. So if the blind can walk, bring them. If the lame can talk, bring them. 'Cause carnival's for everyone. Bring them. We don't want no place. Bring them. Ladies dancing the waves. Bring them. Tell them meet me by the waterfront.
We eyes on the prize. This year we STK. No more wasting time. Right now we elevated. Tell we keep people. No, not today. Nobody can stop me. So put your hand in the air. Tell them they can't stop us now. They can't slow us down. Can't slow us. We there on a mission. Tell them what's this ambition. Can't stop us now. They can't slow us down. We focus in one direction. We moving with good momentum. We there on a mission. Can't stop this momentum. What is transition? Can't stop this momentum. We there on a mission. Can't stop this momentum. What is transition? Can't stop this momentum. No distraction, phone on silent. Dreams too loud so the noise get quiet. Every setback take me higher. Jealous people feel my fire. We there on a new road. Confidence in overload. Nobody can stop me. So put your hand in the air. Tell them they can't stop us now. They can't slow us down. We there on a mission. Tell them watch this transition. Can't stop us now. They can't slow us down. We focus in one direction. We moving with good momentum. We there on a mission. Can't stop this momentum. What is transition? Can't stop this momentum. We there on a
Yep, an example, examples indeed of the quality of music being produced by our St. Lucian artists. We had Sly, followed by the contribution from Devon doing Momentum. As you get ready for Manchester Casabo, Manchester, in fact, indeed, looking for his
You afraid of
place.
Teddy Rogers?
No, you also think for Brandon.
Teddy sent me over there. Teddy sent me over there. Row on RCI today.
Yeah, don't worry, good.
Be mindful of Brandon Camera too.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, the Manchester, how many years in this thing now?
Boy, I've been there quite a while, but the year I really burst on the scene was, in 20, was it? 2002 with Make Around and Fire Burn Them. I dabbled in the thing,
Yeah.
as they say, but in 2002.
Remember you moving gradually.
Make Around and Fire Burn Them. I remember when I spoke to you at the square, you said, boy, big tune, road march and everything was, I wasn't. Let me tell you something. In 2002, people were telling me to take the organization that was in charge to court,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Because of
Boy.
Fire Burn Them. They said I didn't win because I was not registered with a tent.
Right.
So I couldn't have won. But if you have to go back
Road
to
march.
2002, that's the only song you're in on the road, Whoa, fire burn them.
Mm-hmm.
But me being new, I didn't know anything because when I started music, it wasn't about competition.
You're also moving gradually into the secular world, remember?
Yes. Yes, a lot of people were surprised,
Because you're not of the secular ilk.
No, I
initially.
wasn't. No, I grew up in the Seventh-day Adventist church.
Right.
I
try to say it in a nice
but
way.
Yeah, I could say it clearly. I have nothing to, and then I learned music. That is where I learned to play the piano. I'd play piano in church, play keyboards in church.
Mm-hmm.
But then music is music. Music is music.
Yeah.
Chords
And
are
you got the
chords.
fundamentals there from the church.
I got the
days.
fundamentals, and people, a lot of artists, the biggest artists in the world, that is where they were nurtured.
In all genres, a lot of them. Manchester, your knowledge of an ability to play an instrument, how big a factor has that been in your soca career?
It is a huge factor because my songs, for instance, this year, I sit at the piano and I get a good melody for it. I know chords that are popular chords, chord progressions that is. I know what are popular chord progressions. I would use those chord progressions. It is also, I know my range. I know how high and low I will be making. I know that high note which I hit. I know don't go past that. I understand, the key, what key to put the song in so that on stage it is not too low, because I've been there where you're on stage and it's too low. The first time I did this, I remember I had a song, Margie, You Talking. When I went on stage, I thought the band failed me. I really thought the band failed me. The band didn't fail me. It's just that you're now on stage and you need to project more. So your key has to be right, as high as possible. As high as
higher
you
the
can
key,
go.
the better.
Yeah, the higher the key, and you can handle it, the better, especially for the type of music we do. Calypso and soca, you need to be able to project to the crowd. Also, it has to be high for the audience as well. They need to be able to sing. If it's too low, nobody hearing them. People want to be heard. So it has to be high.
I've made an observation, it's very prevalent in Calypso. I find the low range doesn't work for the clarity and projection. It doesn't work.
Not too high that you cannot sing it, because there are some songs, and that could happen with rhythms where people are riding a rhythm, so the key is not necessarily for them. They're riding a rhythm, so they have to sing
That's
to
a point.
suit that rhythm. When you have your own music, you could adjust the key accordingly. But another thing they could do, and some people didn't know that, I was speaking to an artist about that, I was telling Cupid about that. You can, with the bands, they can change the key for you. With Ableton, they can change the key. They can do that. I did one year, I found that, the key was, but it needed to go up a bit, and I raised it. Yeah, man.
Even with a rhythm?
Yes, even with a rhythm, you can raise it. You can change it. Yeah, technology, yes. They could do it. Zari doing that.
Okay.
Easily.
Up the key.
Well, I try and give Zari more work to do there, but Zari, sorry. But
yeah. No, it's an important point because often they get stuck at that point that a rhythm that is pre-produced for you, so you have to go with it as is. But now that you're saying technology allows the adjustment.
Yes, I've done it and I know that to be true, so yes.
So very important.
Yes.
See, you mentioned the aspect, it's been discussed a lot, Manchas. The fact that the rules or the convention, I'm not sure it's actual rule, allow a Calypsonian to change his song, 2 songs, all the songs, come with 2 new songs on the night at every stage of competition, a Calypsonian can change. However, a soca artist is confined, restricted to the very song he entered with. What's your take on that situation?
I think, personally, this needs to be changed for the benefit of the entire competition of the people. Because what we will find one day, an artist will be doing a song in a competition and he has a big song, the biggest carnival hit.
Right.
He has the biggest hit and he cannot do that song in a competition. And how will the people, forget the artist, feel about that? They're not hearing that song in the competition because you've already submitted. You submitted early, very early, and I understand why you need to submit early so that everything can be done and whatever. But then, what happens? He doesn't know. Let's say she doesn't know whether that song will be big. You don't know.
Right.
You don't know. The people decide. That is one thing Skinny Fabulous always says. He releases a lot of songs, but the people will decide. So then you cannot tell, and you may choose, quote unquote, the wrong song.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a bigger song out there. You cannot change it. The Calypsonians can change it. They could do 2 new songs in the finals. Why can't you do 2 new songs in the soca final? Why?
It's a question that needs to be addressed and answered whether, because according to you, the requirement for early submission is there, and often you and your camp, you've done 5 songs, you believe that these 2 are the best for Power and Groovy, and after, because as early as May, quite early you have to submit the song.
Yeah.
So after that, you realize in the parties, on the radio, in the feds, the response coming from another tune, and you
Absolutely.
stuck. I think this year, Dale had made a request, an inquiry as to whether he could change because he's involved in the Bam Bam Whistle, for example, which is very popular, but that only really surfaced and truly so on. Compared to his other songs that had the most response, but he couldn't have changed at that point. So it is something to be discussed. Even Claude Paul, the chair of CMM, admits that it's something that hasn't been given enough thought.
And I want to say something else. Some artists will not release another song because they figure, what's the point of releasing another song? So that we shortchanging ourselves because artists would drop new songs, but now they won't do it because they figure, let me save it for competition gone.
Yes.
Let me save
You're
that.
right.
So I think we could have had more songs.
Mm-hmm. It limits the number of releases.
Yes.
The common sense dictates why, in a sense, waste your song because you have competition next year and you can't compete with it. So it's too late holding for next year. It limits the number of releases. How you are one of the veterans I mentioned. Cupid, you and Cupid are perhaps some of the longest running artists, having made the finals, and you were part of the big revolution, the big leap when we moved from fast calypso to soca. The likes of you, the first wave, you, Ninja Dan, Nicole David, and company, who Alpha, were the first set Kakal that really elevated it from fast calypso to genuine soca in that first wave. You've been there from then. How does it feel? How's the journey felt? How does it feel now? Still competing?
Yeah, I've seen a lot happen, over the years. I remember back then, it was fast calypso, like you said. But then when people like Manchas, Kakal, Alpha, Ninja Dan, Cupid, and so on came on the scene, Nicole David, RIP, came on the scene, that is when it started to be more soca. Finally, we got hands in the air, we got people jumping, waving, running left, running right. But before, it was mostly a listening audience. I remember being at shows, not taking part as yet, but being at shows and seeing the Trinidadians getting all the hands in the air, and when it comes to us, people are just watching. So when we came on the scene, we are the ones who really changed it from the fast calypso to the soca that we have today. And I've seen a lot change, like today, I find we're more like doing a lot of one chord soca.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the
You're saying there's more music in the
chord
earlier set.
progressions have been, there was more music, like more
In the
chord progressions
right.
in the earlier days. Now, that is not to say, hey, chord progressions is not an old thing, because when I look at all the big songs on Billboard, they have chord progressions. When I look at that music in Africa, popular music, Afrobeats, yeah, chord progression. So the one chord is okay, because I remember the first time I heard a reggae song with one chord, Jah give me strength to I was like, wow, one chord, so
right through, yeah. That's a good example.
So, that freaked me out back then, so yeah, one chord right through. So
it can be used
so it has its
effectively.
place. Of course it has its place. So a lot changed, to what it is now. It's just interesting.
It continues to evolve and you have to keep it at the times. The big AI question, you heard Marshall saying that he and the three other top songs from Trinidad use AI. The debate is on Vinci. In fact, we didn't speak about that, Maureen.
Yes, I saw something.
The Vinci chairman saying he's trying to ban, not ban, but regulate and curtail the use of AI. Difficult. It's easy to say, but very difficult to police. Manchester, your take.
You know what? The market will decide. The audience, the listeners will decide, because right now we're going through a process, it's happening now and we don't know where this is going.
Right, we don't know.
But eventually, always, if you look at anything, the people will decide. Any new thing, people go against it, but the people will decide. It's very ticklish because to just press a button and come up with a song, I find that I tried, of course I'll check it out soon, and just type it, make a song about RCI 101.1 FM, Vaval Central, and it will make something, but I find it's pure rubbish, that is,
Yeah.
And then if you try, maybe somebody will come up with a hook. I find that, maybe it depends on what genre. I haven't tried Calypso. I think maybe Calypso
is very easy.
It would be easier, but I find, because soca is different. Because soca is so much of a vibe, I find that cannot really do that.
Yeah.
AI cannot really write good lyrics,
So Marshall and so they use the tool to enhance it in aspects. But because as Bachelor was saying, the arrangements are very impressive through AI sometimes.
Yes,
some interesting arrangements.
The arrangements, the music part, AI is very good at that. And then, but you still have to, a lot of people feel threatened, like artists and musicians feel threatened, but I was watching something and they said, hey, it is still musicians who will use that, You think it's still musicians, artists, and people who are in music that will use that, You think a farmer will suddenly, hey, let me get Suno and make a song. He's not interested in that. So what are we afraid of? Let us, but it's not just take AI and just press a button. Yeah. Even people dismiss it and say, hey, use AI. But it's not so easy, You still have to know what you're looking for.
Yeah. So it's how you use the tool and to
how you use the tool. Even with, let's say, ChatGPT, is what you put in, Yeah. ChatGPT, the way it responds to Teddy Francis is not the way it responds to.
The skill is in the prompting, how you
the
prompt
prompting.
The Manchester this year, how's it going for you this year?
This year, every year is a challenge in terms of you have to put in the work, you have to promote. Right? I'm in the Power Soca semi-final on Friday. Friday, everybody, let me tell you something. We come in there fully charged on Friday. We come in there fully charged.
Just won you
ready. I won in y'all. We come in there fully charged. Are you ready already?
Battery on point. Battery on point.
Battery on 100%.
Manchester, big respect. As I remind you, the big rise of Lucian Soca was very much generated by the likes of Manchester. It's double OECS and one of the best tunes ever out of St. Lucia Soca wise. That tune, I tell you, Going Wild, Manchester. That's a big
Get
tune.
Wild.
Get Wild is not easy at all.
Yeah,
both you and Gallop, what's Gallop's name again?
Yeah, Soca Psycho.
You'll throw away, you'll have two big tunes that year. You'll underperform at Soca Monarch. That power, no, but Manchester, the song came to life after Soca.
Yeah, yes.
You were a little too timid and tentative. That song was a big song. But you live and learn, right?
Man.
Wild is a big tune. So Manchester has to come back in the big area. We'll reserve some, but just give me a little mix for Manchester with subscribe and then a little bit of Take Charge.
I subscribe to Carnival.
And I'll never cancel my subscription. Never unsubscribe. I subscribe to Carnival. And I'll never cancel my subscription. Never unsubscribe. Renewing every year. I renewing my subscription. Renewing every year. I renewing my subscription. Oh, how I love Carnival. I give it a 5-star review. It is so magical. That's why I'll always renew. Like when you have an app and it brings satisfaction. You can't cancel that subscription. This is a renewal, another renewal. Charge my card, charge my card. Oh, this is a renewal, another renewal. I doing this over and over. I subscribe to Carnival and I'll never cancel my subscription. Never unsubscribe. I subscribe to Carnival. Never cancel my subscription. Never unsubscribe. Hey! Carnival this year is all about our energy. Everybody fully charged. We fully charged. We on 100% like a smartphone battery. Everybody fully charged. We fully charged. Ram is our charger. We don't run on empty. Music from the truck is we electricity. Nobody get tired jumping excessively. It's here for the Carnival. Everybody fully charged. On the road we fully charged. Everyone are fully charged. Fully charged. On the roadway, on the roadway, everybody fully charged. In the van we fully charged. Everyone are fully charged. Fully charged. In the van way, fully charged. For the Carnival, fully charged. In the festival, fully charged. We come to play mass, fully charged. We fully charged. Stay in the van, nobody on 7 mode. Every section fully charged. We fully charged. Coming down the road, pure energy is the code. Every level fully charged. We fully charged. We truck on the road, that's our power station. We don't have no low battery in our section. We full of stamina, there's no disconnection. This year for the Carnival. Everybody fully charged. On the road we fully charged. Everyone is fully charged. Fully charged. On the road, everybody fully charged.
Well, man, you heard Manchester, you always, Vaval Central, we don't move without Manchester at all.
Absolutely not.
Big respect for his analysis too. And Manchester, we got 2 messages there appreciating your analysis. They find you knowledgeable about the music beyond just the stage, that you do know what's happening and how it has evolved. They're respecting that. Manchester, final words to your fans as you prepare for the big semis. You have your meeting in a while, right?
We have a meeting in a while, so I will let them know what number I'm performing at. Hey,
right.
Everybody, I want you to come there, fully charged. We will have a good time. It is about having a good time. It is about... I'm coming there to qualify for the final, but I'm coming there to... We're coming to party.
The one your King beats, we call for big batteries on stage. You call for any, no Manchester don't play. You know Manchester don't play at all. We fully charged whether you subscribe or not. Right, Maureen?
Absolutely.
Subscribe or unsubscribe, we fully charge. Manchester, I like how you always have the fun and the spirit in it, you know, as you go through. Respect Manchester, and we're looking forward. Your meeting is in a while, probably pop by there, and then look forward to the big performance on Friday. It is Friday. You like the inside, the cultural center? You like it? The inside vibe, the tight and nice.
That is where we are this year.
I have to verify whether we inside.
You
see the weather? You see the weather?
The weather, yeah.
That's why CPMC does something good. Even when they have the outside in mind, they reserve the inside. Because
I think, I prefer outside. But sometimes we cannot avoid it.
But the inside has worked too. Inside a nice compact vibe. You feel the audience. Both are nice. But with that weather already.
Let me tell you, the inside, people could work it and manipulate the vibe more. Inside, you could bring how many people in front there. I say it, and then make it appear that you
impressive.
Outside, it's harder
reality
to do.
Time. Outside
reality time. And then the sometimes the more experienced artists, they could deal with the outside and big
better.
show things
Yeah, you're right.
better.
Manchas, well said. A new artist, you connecting right there. You have your 10 people, work them.
There, it
Outside your 10 people
outside
drown,
your 10
lost.
lost in that sea. Drowning in that sea.
All right, thanks, Manchester. Tomorrow we start at 8 o'clock, Vaval Central, of course, online on all platforms. Is the list, Maureen, of the qualifiers? It's all over. Maureen may do it a little later on a program too, but it's all over online on the Carnival St. Lucia page, on the different tents, the different entertainment pages, St. Lucia Times, Daily Post. They all have the list of qualifiers for the semis. Big show on Sunday, part of a bumper weekend. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock.
Absolutely. Thank you, Teddy. Thank you, Manchester.
Thank
Big
you.
up Beats and everybody else.
Vaval Central! Music, the happenings, interviews, and all aspects of Carnival. Vaval Central! Yeah! Vaval Central! 8 to 9:30 a.m. Monday to Friday with Teddy Francis and Timothy. Vaval Central on the Caribbean Sound. Sponsored by the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Harris Bates, and Creamery Novelties. Vaval Central! Yeah!
Oh, I've got this feeling to high five the sun, dance in the rain, and have my scoop of fun. I'm on my way to flavor my day with something new, and I've got room for you. Let loose and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with Creamery Novelties. Love life and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with Creamery Novelties.
Enjoy Creamy Novelties ice cream, distributed by Ferrens Foods. Live a little.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load. With tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with tropical. Can't wait. No package too big, too small. Cannot wait to ship with tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with tropical.
Harris Paints is bringing performance, quality, and savings together with Ultima Advanced. Across the island, users are seeing the difference for themselves.
I thought Merpaid was premium, but Ultima is just better.
And now, for a limited time, you can save 20% off Ultima Advanced at participating hardware stores and all Harris Paints locations. One quote and I was done. I actually got my Saturday back. Better performance, better finish, better value. Visit your nearest Harris Paints store or participating hardware and make the switch today.
Shot. Carnival costumes, yeah, we giving out 4 plus 1,000 cash. Tell me who want more. Tap, tap, tap to the Vaval. Win big, have a ball. Tap, tap, don't you stall. First National, got it all. Sign up online or visit a branch today. Get your credit card June 30, don't delay. You thought it was a